red sand dunes and spin effects, never-ending outback tracks. Desert oaks and nights so clear, you and me alone out here.
Today I want to show you the camper that I have built for our D-Max. It's 2.4 meters long and 1.85 meters wide. It has a pop-up roof, but the sides of the pop-up roof are solid. There's no fabric used, nothing to flap around in the wind, and more importantly, very well insulated. This is the material that I used to make the camper. I used 30 millimeters XPS foam covered on both sides with a 1.2 kilogram quad axial fiberglass mat and epoxy. This is very, very strong, and this whole panel here, you can see the size when I lean it against the door. That whole panel I just weighed at 1.1 kilograms, so it is very light. I used pine timber battens at the outside, so every panel has a pine batten around the outside. The panels that make up this camper are not rigidly fiberglass together. What I have done here is I have used aluminium angles that wrap around the panels, and the panels are set in a 3 millimeter bed of Sikaflex into the aluminium angles. What that does is that the Sikaflex sets not totally hard. It's hard enough to really give strength, but it's flexible enough to allow a certain amount of flexing between the panels on rough tracks. But as you can see here, the paint over the aluminium angles and the panels has not even cracked, so there is a lot less of flex transferred into the box than I had previously thought, and the construction is very secure and strong. And this here is the total that I anticipated the camper to have. Everything included, the outside box without furniture or any fittings inside, should have come to 220 roundabout kilograms, and in the end it was a little bit more, maybe 240, but I was quite happy to have achieved that. And here we have the final design, a box that fits the tray exactly, one bed transverse at the front and another bed lengthwise on the right side. We could take another cushion and another inset with us to try to make that into a double bed, but we decided against carrying that with us. What this leaves us with is a relatively large area that we can stand on while the roof is up, while still having the beds in place. We carry 2 spare tires at the back, or max tracks on top of them, and under here we have a 40-liter diesel tank, the yellow one behind the number plate, and a 54-liter water tank, the gray one. And the water tank is connected to a pressure pump so that we have water on demand in the camper. On the driver's side we have a shower tent that we can fold out. We have one bed here. Usually Silke sleeps here because it's just a tiny bit shorter than the other one. And on the other side, we have a really long bed. This bed on this side is 2.4 meters long. So usually I sleep the other way around. So there's plenty of room then for both of us. The box here on the left is our toilet. Above the toilet, fire extinguisher and more storage. Behind the toilet, under the cushion, also storage, mostly pots and pans, and our induction hot plate, and also a sandwich maker. There's our fridge, electrical switchboard, the battery monitor. Down there, that's the 2000 watt inverter. Up there, we have a panel for the heater. The heater and the pressure pump are placed down here in this box. Next to the box, we have our storage system. 4 big boxes to store a lot of our food and all sorts of other items. We just use a 20-liter water container cut open for the sink, so we empty that out every time before we go and leave the campsite. Here on the right, the 25-liter cut open container is just used for our storage. This is our kitchen, sink on the right side, pressure pump and water from the 54-liter tank under the car. The empty area on the left of the sink is ideal for our induction hot plate or our sandwich maker. We have 2 100 amp lithium batteries under there, and they are both high discharge batteries, so we can run the inverter, 2000 watt inverter, for our hot plate or the sandwich maker. There is a lot of storage here in the middle for clothes, and underneath there are 6 20-liter jerry cans, 60 liters for water, 60 liters for diesel. These are mostly empty during our travels. All our tools and all our spare parts are packed here into this compartment on the left side of the car. There's a lot of storage here on the right side. Our windows, as well as the hatch, are double glazed, and same as the hatch, they are also fitted with mosquito netting and with blinds. We have a solar panel on the roof, a large double glazed hatch, and on the other side of the hatch you can see the Starlink module. I mounted the Starlink module in a 3D printed enclosure, and we now have Starlink at all times, even when we are on the road and of course when we are stationary.